Hi guys, and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking, and Comic Con at home is in full swing. Of course, it's all done virtually over YouTube. You can get it on Twitter, you can get it on the IGN YouTube channel where they have kind of the panels and all the actors and filmmakers are in their homes talking about their upcoming shows or movies. This is the way it's being done now, of course, with the coronavirus affecting absolutely everything. But a big show that I'm a fan of is The Walking Dead. I've supported The Walking Dead since 2010. I have watched it for 10 years. I've never missed an episode. I've watched it when it aired. And look, I'm a huge fan. I've watched it with my brother, with my family, and it is my favorite show on television. There's so many iconic characters in the show, so many great characters like Rick Grimes, like Negan, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and of course Daryl Dixon. But The Walking Dead had its 10th season earlier this year, and we found out a few weeks before the season finale that the finale had been cancelled because they had work still to do on the finale with effects and score and things like that, but they couldn't work on it because of the virus and complete lockdown going on. So they postponed it till later this year, and it was the finale, and we were so disappointed because we wanted to see the conclusion of the Whisperers War and see what was going to happen in the end. But of course, Comic Con at home, they had their panel yesterday, and it was a very interesting panel, and they revealed a lot of information, not just about the Walking Dead show, also the spin-off show Fear the Walking Dead, also another spin-off show The Walking Dead The World Beyond, and then the Rick Grimes movies, which have not started filming yet. The script is ready to go, and I can't wait for that one. But when is the season 10 finale of The Walking Dead gonna air? It's gonna air Sunday, October 4th. So that's later this year, and it's not that far away. We're at the end of July now, going into August, only September, and then the start of October, which is great. We're going to get to see the finale. Now, every year The Walking Dead starts around October, so that means that season 11 has been pushed back to probably October 2021. So by looking at it, you're thinking that it's a full year until we get some new Walking Dead content, but they have announced something very interesting and something very cool. The Walking Dead Season 10 will conclude with 6 extra episodes that will air early in 2021. October's finale will still be the finale. The additional episodes will just be extra. So this is what my gathering of this is. The Whisperers War will end with the season finale. There will be a conclusion to that story, but then when things are back, right, they'll get to film 6 extra scenes. So that means season 10 of The Walking Dead will be the longest season yet, with 22 episodes, and that's unbelievable. But it's 6 extra episodes, and I read somewhere else that they said this won't impact further seasons of the show and the storytelling. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is that we are going to see kind of more character-driven story, maybe following Darren Dixon on his own, maybe following Carol, maybe following Rosita and Eugene and them and their journey. So I think we're going to get kind of smaller stories that don't have such a big arc in them, but kind of conclude episode to episode. But I think that's going to be pretty cool as well. We get more character development time with especially the new characters that have been introduced. I think a standalone Daryl Dixon episode would be absolutely brilliant. Him and his dog, or even a standalone Negan episode. They could do a bit. Maybe they could even do something like Negan's backstory and his origin of what he was before the apocalypse. So these 6 extra episodes are going to be pretty cool. Are they going to be character driven in terms of just one character per episode, or is it going to follow a few of the characters on a little kind of tiny journey through just something, through obstacles or something more kind of like what happened at the start of the end of season 5, where the group was on the road and they weren't really looking for anything. They weren't really faced with any obstacles, only to survive from walkers, should I say, and to survive, just to find a place, a shelter to be. So that gets me really interested in what those 6 episodes will be. And it's not a bummer. We're not going to have to wait a year to see more Walking Dead characters in terms of Daryl and Negan. We'll get 6 extra episodes, making season 10 22 episodes, and that for me is brilliant. Now, season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead, that's going to premiere on Sunday, October 11th at 9 p.m. So 1 week after the finale of The Walking Dead. So that's a show that's kind of building momentum in terms of story and world building, in terms of having Morgan in that show. And it's probably going to link up with the Rick Grimes movies too, because there's a lot of Easter eggs in terms of the people who took Rick and the 3 circles that are entwined together, the symbols and what that group actually is. So I think it's going to link up a lot more. And will it eventually merge up with The Walking Dead, or will it merge into the Rick Grimes movies and maybe Morgan making an appearance in that film? That would be pretty cool, but we're yet to see what's going to happen. It's kind of had a reboot over the last few years. It's killed off some characters, it's added some new characters, and it's had some issues in its storytelling and trying to tell a proper story and getting people attached to characters. People were attached to the original cast, but then they got killed off, and now we have this new group that's being led, and Morgan is definitely the face of that, played by Lenny James, who is an unbelievable actor. But going forward, what does that mean for the Rick Grimes movies? Well, The Walking Dead kind of boss, the main guy over there is Scott M. Gimple, and he was the showrunner kind of after season 4, season 5, 6, 7, and 8. And near the end of his tenure as the showrunner, he got a lot of shit and abuse about his killing off of some characters, Carol Grimes being one of them, and his storytelling, the way that he would leave the big moments for the season openers, the season finales, or the mid-season finales, and it kind of, people were getting tired of it. But Angela Kang has taken over since season 9 of the main show, The Walking Dead, has done an unbelievable job. But Scott M. Gimple has told some of the best stories that The Walking Dead have had to offer, but he is hard at work on building this world, building this universe, having everything linked together, and The Walking Dead is only getting bigger under his leadership. And he said about the Rick Grimes movies, he says, the upcoming World Beyond spin-off show has deep connections to the Rick Grimes movies. So he's doing so much to try and intertwine everything, to try and make a big world of The Walking Dead, and then lead to this cinematic movie or trilogy with Rick Grimes himself, Andrew Lincoln, who of course left in season 9, episode 5. Robert Kirkman, the creator of the comic books, had this to say: if we were to do these movies in any way that was in any way lackluster, I think it would be a disservice to him, a disservice to the character of Rick Grimes, and a disservice to the fans. So he is involved in the Rick Grimes movies, and I can't wait for that. It's supposed to be a trilogy. If they'll get time to shoot a trilogy, we'll never know where the world's going to be in by then, but hopefully we get to see one movie at least. And I can't wait to see Andrew Lincoln come back to portray the character. He is The Walking Dead. He is an unbelievable actor. He has led that show for nearly a decade with some unbelievable performances and unbelievable stories. So I can't wait for that. And I think the way that they're talking about these Rick Grimes movies, they have taken them very seriously. They don't have a lackluster script. They've taken their time, and the pandemic has given them more time to work on the script. You know, get the kinks working, get everything working the way it needs to be, and tell a really good story, a cinematic. This is going to be a cinematic film. It's not going to be like a TV film. This is going to be a high budget, a lot of effects, a lot of input into this film. So hopefully it is a success going forward. Now, the World Beyond spin-off series was kind of follows a young group of kids kind of in the apocalyptic world. They're living in this kind of community that is sheltered off from zombies, but they want to explore, and that's kind of what the journey is of these characters. But the series premiere of The Walking Dead World Beyond will air on Sunday, October 4th. Immediately after the season 10 finale. So hopefully a lot of people engage and tune in for the season 10 finale and then stay around to watch the World Beyond premiere, which I'm actually very excited for. I've seen the trailers and it does get me interested in that, what they're trying to tell and what they're going to do going forward. And of course, Lauren Cohen, who plays Maggie, is coming back, is confirmed to be coming back for season 11, and she will show up in the season 10 finale of The Walking Dead. It's been revealed in the first 3 minutes of the season finale that they released. They released it a few months ago, so she will be coming back to portray Maggie. But I'm interested to see how this dynamic works, because remember, she was very upset with Rick Grimes because he would not kill Negan. Of course, Negan brutally killed her husband, the father of her child, Glenn. So how is that dynamic going to work? Will the two of them be able to get on? Will they coexist in this same world? Or will Maggie try to kill Negan? Because the last time they saw each other, Negan was a broken man. He was not what he used to be. He was a shadow of his former self, and she left him to live that way because that is worse than actually killing him. So the dynamic between them two is going to be very interesting, between Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan and Lauren Cohen as Maggie going forward. And I look, Lauren Cohen has been there since season 2. She's one of the OG characters, and I was a bit sad to see her go, and she went off and tried to do other things, and that show was cancelled. But now she's back on The Walking Dead, which I think is the right place for her. And she was, of course, off in the storyline of The Walking Dead, reaching new boundaries, meeting new people. So she's definitely, with the contents that she's met, she will be broadening this world that we're in of The Walking Dead going forward. AMC also released a brand new trailer for The Walking Dead World Beyond, and this show takes place 10 years after the apocalypse. They're kind of a close-knitted community, and it follows these group of children who start to kind of realize there's more to this world. And look, this is only going to be a 2-season show, but it will tie in with the Rick Grimes movies, definitely. And the trailer that they released, it looks brilliant. It looks very high budget. It looks very well. It looks new. It looks unique for this world, and maybe something fresh that the Walking Dead universe needs. A new group of characters, and it looks completely different than The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know. It kind of has more of a movie quality to it, the way it looks, the way it's shot. So it looks like they're taking themselves very seriously. So it's 2 seasons, and it follows these characters. I wonder, will any of these characters move into Fear? Will they move into The Walking Dead show? Will they move into the Rick Grimes movies? It's going to be interesting, and the trailer definitely looks brilliant. I can't wait to watch that. But what's going to happen is Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond will air back to back on Sundays, starting October 11th. So that's pretty cool. We get 2 Walking Dead episodes a night with these 2 different shows, and this will lead us up into 2021 when we get to see the 6 extra episodes. It's going to be early 2021 we see those 6 extra episodes. So I'm guessing that's going to bring us right up to April, maybe April, May, and then we will only have a few months before The Walking Dead season 11 comes in October or November of 2021. So look, this is all good. We're getting, even with the pandemic that has come, we're still getting a lot of Walking Dead content, and if you're a fan, you can only be happy. But of course, I'm really looking forward to this season finale because it left on a very interesting note. Of course, Beta is the leader of the Whisperers now. He's the leader of the Walkers, with Alpha now dead, and he seems to be gone in full insane. And the reason I think he is probably going to be, or is, the most ruthless villain is because he seems not to care. He seems not to have anything at stake. The governor, Negan, all these other villains that we've had all had kind of a soft side to them. Even Alpha had a soft side towards Negan, towards her daughter. So going forward, it's going to be interesting to see what Beta is willing to do to win, because he does not care. He's not going to hold any remorse to anybody. He doesn't have any connection to anybody, only the Walkers and taking over the world, because this is what he truly believes. So it looks like that the group is fully surrounded by Walkers. What's going to happen is this new group that Eugene's going to meet. Are they going to help? How is Daryl? How is Carl? How are they going to stop the Whispers? How are they all going to survive? So, but Greg Nicotero, of course, very, very good director, and has been working on The Walking Dead for years, and I really like Greg Nicotero. He says the last 5 minutes of the season finale will take it to a whole other place, and supposedly the last 2 minutes are supposed to be insane, some of the insanest moments yet in The Walking Dead history. And if you've watched the first 3 minutes that they released of The Walking Dead, and Beta kind of is seeing the Whisperers as people and just interacting with them and talking to them, it just kind of gets you kind of scared of what's going to happen. Who's going to die? What's it going to take to stop these Whisperers? Or are they actually going to stop them? Because if you think about this, Beta is part of the Whisperers. He is the Whisperers, but he's also Walker, so he is the Walkers. See, we know that the Walkers still exist after in Season 11 and World Beyond and Fear, so how did he actually beat Beta without actually beating all of the Walkers that runs the world? So that's going to be a cool concept to look at. Scott and Gimple also give away that they will be looking at doing a spin-off series or spin-off kind of episodes that go into expanding the Walking Dead universe, and teases that stories are in development set in the universe telling the stories of past characters. So that means that we're going to get Abraham back. Will we get someone maybe like Tyrese? Will we get someone like the Governor? Will we get to see more of these characters in standalone episodes or maybe one season arcs? Now that would be pretty cool. Now Gimple did say he would like to have a spin-off series about Glenn's life before the apocalypse. Now Robert Kirkman also has another, he has a lot of successful comic books, but Amazon has picked up one of his comics, and the character who played Glenn Rhee, Stephen Yeun, will be in that show. So he is still probably open to working with AMC, to working with Robert Kirkman, and working with Gimple. He was a truly loved character as Glenn in the Walking Dead universe. And to see more, say, of Abraham, that would be pretty cool, or other characters who have died. I would be all for that if it was just one standalone episode. I think you could tell a really good story, and with the right people behind it, it could be interesting and a new kind of form of storytelling for The Walking Dead. But guys, I'm interested to hear what you have to say about The Walking Dead. Are you a fan of The Walking Dead? Have you left it over the years and gone to something else? Have you been keeping up and watched The Walking Dead? Have you watched Fear? Are you looking forward to the Rick Grimes movies? Are you looking forward to World Beyond? For me, I'm a fan of these characters, a fan of this universe, and more is great. It's interesting, and there's so much zombie content coming out, and so many good zombie content that's out there. You've got the two Zombieland films. You got Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead also coming next year, and all these Walking Dead shows and movies. I'm excited. Let me know, guys, in the comments below your thoughts. Give a like, subscribe, come follow me on all the socials, and engage with the one thing we love talking about, which is movies and also TV shows. Come and let me know your thoughts on these Walking Dead trailers, these images, and the story going forward. Until next time, guys, The Walking Dead is not dead.